Thanks for joining us. I'm sure James is chomping at the bit. Probably has Atlanta already written out, but let us know where you're coming from, where you're joining from. And we had another question. I don't remember. It was good though.
Right.
Last prison cell meal or something?
Oh yeah, the prison
Yeah, it
meal.
was like it was favorite
Last
movie or
meal.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Favorite movie,
meal.
last prison meal, you know.
Friends the
It
gambit.
was,
One of those two things.
I talk
We'll let
about
everybody
food a lot.
Yeah. We'll let everybody join in. Wait a couple minutes here. Let us know where you're coming from if you feel so inclined, or if you'd rather. Last prison meal. I love institutional food. So, like, I look forward to Salisbury Steak Day at school. I'm a gravy guy.
I think they bring in good chefs or something like that. If it for your last meal, I would expect.
Yeah.
Like if it's just like, well, it's gonna be mac and cheese or something like that. That's kind of unless you really like mac and cheese.
I want Martha Stewart.
Yeah.
If there's anything I know,
Beef
She's
wine.
already in
my
jail,
marketing
so.
team
Yeah.
tests
You've
a
been
lot.
there.
Do we need to run
All
a
right.
test, an A/B test of last meals? That's gonna be.
So no one with the last prison meal. I've just got Salisbury steak dangling out there. You guys,
I'm
I'll
torn.
go
It
ahead.
actually-
I'll pass. All right, fine.
Mine was a
last
ham
meal.
sandwich with homegrown tomatoes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
That's kind of like something I ate with my grandmother would make on a hot summer day. It was like perfection.
Something
full
from New
tomato
Orleans for me.
sandwich. Tomato
Homegrown-
sandwich with
boom,
mayonnaise
shrimp.
and salt.
And you got to have the Duke's mayonnaise. So
Okay.
Got twang.
it does have twang.
Got the twang.
All right. Well, you guys be sure.
I know Dukes.
Yeah, you guys be sure to follow our spin-off podcast, Mayonnaise Minute. It's on where all your mayonnaise themed podcast carriers will have it. But we should probably talk about real estate. So yeah, I am Harry Kerbo. It will be recorded, yes. Oh, that's James.
Where can you see the Where can you see this podcast?
So this is episode 16 of the CINC Office Hours podcast. You can catch the replays on the CINC YouTube channel, Facebook as well. And then we also post clips throughout TikTok, LinkedIn, everywhere we can. And then, of course, you can follow the podcast, subscribe to the pod by going to syncpro.transistor.fm or wherever you get your podcast. We're on Spotify. We're a big deal. We're on Apple. I think we're on one called Drifter. I don't even know what that is, but I'm there. So I'm Harry Kerbo.
They know us.
I'm the Senior Director of Paid Social here at CINC, joined as always by my counterpart on the search side, James Terry, and the most handsome man in Chicago today, Dan Lott. Remember that reviews are always right around the corner. Flyer will get you everywhere. Before I introduce our guest, senior trainer, one of the newest senior trainers at CINC.
Congratulations.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Elliott Outlaw. I know Dan his time is short-lived with us today. His daughter's going to college in Chicago, so they're up there, got some meetings. Congratulations.
Yes,
Dan,
yes.
I know you want to tell us what CINC is before we get started today.
Oh, I don't have my printout. It is. Please read it. It's I forget what it is. I don't know what we are.
It's the number one
the number one lead generation site for I forget what it is. I read it. It's so seamless when I do it on a monthly basis that it seems like I'm doing it from memory when I'm reading it.
All right, well, Ross just edit last month's one in right there.
Throw it in there, yeah.
Yeah.
Just mouth it for a little while, Dan. Yeah, just pretend we'll voice over. fix it in post.
The
Yeah.
number one real estate lead generation and conversion engine, serving 3,000 clients in the U.S. and Canada.
Man, that was
Throughout North
good.
America. I think there's some Mexico going on. So yeah,
Yeah.
well, there is Mexico.
Yeah, got a handful.
That's yeah. Well, there you go. All right, cool. Well, thank you, Dan. Are you leaving now?
I will be leaving shortly. I guess we're not bringing up any major awards that I've won in the last.
Oh yeah, that's
so-
right. In case you guys missed it, Dan did win he's an Inman Marketing All-Star
for the
for
third
the
straight year.
third consecutive year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
yeah.
running.
Yeah,
They
I
said it
think
couldn't be
my
done.
award was lost in the mail as the creator of Office Hours, probably, but Dan's made it to him.
Is there like a real estate podcasting association?
There is. They're called the Harrys. I'm starting it.
You win the first one.
I am, yeah, the
real estate
inaugural.
lead generation podcast. It's
Yeah.
incredibly small association.
I'm not just
Really?
the founder. I'm a member. I'm a
It's a
winner.
niche market.
Yeah.
Somehow
It
we're
is.
the 7th highest rated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna go down if we don't start answering some questions. So.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, well, let's tell everybody who's hanging out with us today.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah,
Goodbye,
thanks for
everybody.
coming.
Bye,
See
good
you, Dan.
luck.
Thanks for having me. Good luck.
Yeah.
So I'd love to take a quick second and just do a promotion of our guest and tell everybody who's here, why we asked her to come out, why we wanted to share, why we think it's going to be a valuable use of our clients' time. So real quick, Elliott has 13 years of experience with PropTech. She has trained thousands of agents and teams on SaaS systems throughout her career. In fact, before she joined CINC, she worked for another real estate CRM called Explosion Village or something like that. And before that even, she comes from a teaching background, which lends its hands to onboarding new clients, increasing their CRM knowledge, and helping them absorb best practices for success in converting leads. Recently, as we mentioned just a moment ago, she was promoted to Senior Trading Manager because of her commitment, her dedication, and true advocacy of our clients' enablement. Elliott lives just outside of Charleston. She loves being out on the water, where she spends a lot of her free time soaking up the sun, and she completely embodies the CINC core values. We are so fortunate to have you on today. Elliott, welcome out. Say hello to everybody. Did I miss anything?
Oh, no, that was quite the, get a little blushy here with all the kudos. Yeah, no, I'm sure there's somebody in here I've worked with. So I think I looked last year, it was like 834 individual trainings that were hosted. So,
Oh, awesome.
yeah,
Nice.
and the
Man.
hits keep on coming.
What'd you used to teach?
I've been in a myriad of things, I taught middle school, which I loved because those kids are crazy and they're funny as all get out. So it kept no day was the same. So, but yeah,
That's funny. I was a 7th grade teacher.
yeah. Oh, okay. That was the grade I didn't want. I could do 6th or 8th.
Yeah.
7th grade should go to boarding school.
Yeah, that was an interesting time.
Yeah. I think parents would want them to go that way too. So, yeah. No, I've always done like educational technology kind of, training. And that just seemed I didn't know what an MLS was when I started with that other company. So I learned a lot. So, but
Well, very cool.
Mostly just refer to them as that other company. That's
that
funny.
other company. Yeah. My past life.
And thank you, Brian,
Yeah.
for putting in and helping Dan out with with what CINC is. He's been here. I want to say 14 years. He's worked at CINC. He is our single longest tenured employee. He's been at CINC longer than anyone else.
Yeah.
So I got quite a kick out of that. Brian, appreciate you.
Yeah, and if you guys have questions as we go, we got some great pre-submitted questions as always. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. Of course, this is open if you want to ask questions or if you just want to hang out with us. We appreciate, whatever level of involvement you'd like to have. We do have Win Dan's money, which I think may turn into Win Elliott's money today as Dan is meeting. So keep
some
that in
vacation
mind.
cash.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. But we got some great questions. So I want to just kind of go into some of the ones that we got pre-submitted. one of the ones that was really interesting that we were talking about just before we kicked this off came from Rondalyn Bailey. Not sure if you're on, but she asked about bonus leads. And I thought this is one of the reasons I really like this, because this is great feedback. Her feedback was, why do bonus leads come up in the call again actions? Because they're assigned a placeholder phone number. So, I mean, I guess, could we talk just briefly about what bonus leads are? I know that's a newer thing. And I do want to say, Ron, that's really good feedback. We're going to pass that along to Jeff Walker, who's been on this show. We know people. So we'll send that over to him. I think it's great feedback. But yeah, if we could talk just briefly about, what bonus leads are and, why are they included? Because it's a lead that doesn't put their phone number in.
Yeah, so I was about to say, I don't know if Elliott, if you want to jump on that, but from the search side, like when you go to the website, right, and if you're on your browser, there's a button on there that says like log in with Google, and the first thing when you click that button, when someone on the site clicks log in with Google, because they're on the Google account, because they're in that browser, the email address is captured automatically, right? Like Google knows that email and it's verified, so we know that that's an actual email address. So we capture that as soon as they do. The second page on that is where we ask them to actually type in name and phone number, stuff that Google doesn't provide us immediately. So we capture, basically, if you think about just kind of the flow, and people ask this kind of question a lot, how do leads come to my system? I won't get into the weeds of this, but the flow is when someone clicks on the ad on a search engine, on social media, anywhere, we pay for it immediately. So everything we're trying to do beyond that is just to get as much value and information as we can from that click, because we've already paid for it. The worst thing that can happen is they click and they bounce, right? Like there's no value at all. So whatever we can get after they're on the site, any data we can record, we want to try and capture that, right? So when they put in when they click on that sign in with Google or Facebook or wherever they're signing in, we capture the email address. And a lot of times, or sometimes, they will not fill out the next step of the form. They don't give us the name and phone number, but we've got an email address. And so the question is like, well, do we want to keep this or not? Like it's valuable, it's real. So we want to put that email into the dashboard and provide that information for drip campaigns and however else it can be
Property
used,
alert.
listing alerts, all kinds of stuff. But the phone number on there is a placeholder unless they provided one for us. So again, to Harry's point, like very valuable feedback. It's why we ask, please let us know if you have any questions, because that's something the product does need to know if it's showing up on that list without an accurate phone number. But that's why they're in the system in the first place.
Yeah. And I kind of think about it too, is if I'm on social media, sometimes I dip out and it's like, do you want to kind of autofill your Google information? A lot of newspapers ask for that too. But, there are some different strategies. Obviously, as we talked about, is setting up that property alert. Maybe they didn't actually click on a home that the system created it, but you could go in and create a generic one for them. I mean, the goal is to lure them back to your site. You could also put them on the bad phone number auto track. There is one that's already pre-set up. It's basically a 24-day campaign with 6 different emails, asking them what's the number, or sending them back to their account on your site where they could update the phone number themselves. So that would be a strategy. And then you're not really having to do anything. Those emails are going out on your behalf. And, could keep that lead active on your site, and you never know, they'll pick up the phone and call you. So.
Well, yeah, and I think it's a good kind of marriage of the tech, like real verified leads too. So those property alerts, when they get sent, if they click on a home that they're interested in, if they're not verified, they're not going to be able to see all the pictures, all the information. And I mean, it's not a huge number of, it's not like 90% of these leads that are going to do that. But, if a percentage does, I mean, let's say it's 10%. That would be fantastic because, that's someone that is giving you their information when they're ready. And then, you're getting notified that they've updated their phone number. So it's, yeah, like I said, I think that is fantastic feedback. So thank you, Rondalyn, and we'll pass that along. But I thought what you were saying, Elliott, was really interesting about like the bad phone number drips and all. We're just getting a data point, and if we can flesh it out further, it would be, that's someone who's ready to talk to you by the time they enter that information. So.
Yeah, and you can always go in and adjust any of your filters or create one that excludes those bonus leads so that when you are doing your prospecting, they won't show up in that list. So you're having to kind of dismiss that person, because you can't call them. So,
yeah. We got another question, or kind of it was a series of questions from Neil that I'm going to kind of break down. A couple of things really going from like nuts and bolts. So I don't know. I'll just say what he asked. He asked, how do you make recurring events in the calendar? So that's the first question, just kind of a nuts and bolts thing. I don't know if that's something that we can answer here, if there's like a support article, or, you can always contact support, Neil as well at support@cincpro.com, or the phone number that I don't remember, but it's on the website.
I'll type it in.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know the best way to, we'll start with that. What's the best way to answer that?
Yeah. So the idea with recurring, so if in that previous life, that was an option. I could set every 2 weeks a reminder. But the unfortunate thing with that is that agents would look at that and like, oh, I just automatically set that, and they wouldn't complete the reminder or the to-do. And so those would back up, and then you'd have all these reminders to try to complete, and people would get frustrated because they're like, well, those weren't really set by me. It was just more of a recurring. So one of the documents that we share in training is your daily money plays, and it is available in the Help Center, but there is a grid that the most important thing that you want to find out from a lead, regardless that they put in 12 to 24 months when they registered, they may be doing that so that you don't call them. But if you have that relationship with the lead, the first thing I would ensure is like, what is your time frame? Because it's okay to look now. No one goes out and buys a house sight unseen. I mean, not in my world. I need to see it first. But there is a rule of 7 that we follow. So the idea is those are actionable follow-up items for you to complete. And then when you do, you've got that checks and balance, and you know what your next step is, and then you set that next reminder. So definitely confirm that time frame, because that gives you a rule of thumb every 7 days. So if I'm ready to do something between now and the next 3 months, you want to stay in front of that lead every 7 days. Find something of value, whether it's share your app, send a property, make sure they're getting those property alerts, because it could be in their junk or spam. And then the next series, 3 to 6 months, stay in front of them every 2 weeks, 6 to 12, every 3 weeks. And then if they tell you they can't do something from a year or more, you want to stay in front of them every 30 days, okay? Because people change their lifestyle once a quarter. And if you're the person that's been adding value every single 30 days, first person I think of is Neil, because he's kept in touch with me every single time, and he's always added something of value every time I hear from him. So.
Yeah, Lance just last month, he was talking about like, even following up with even older, he was creating special campaigns as well to go at. Well, his whole thing was about how he segments the database for follow-up. So he's doing the things that you mentioned, but then he's also going after, he said, I had leads that have been in the database more than 10 years. So people that haven't logged in 10 years, Matt and I created an email campaign They said we got 4 or 5 of them to log back in and reply to us. And I mean, that's a good lead, you know? But that's the system's been nurturing them as well, and they've been following those steps, like you talked about.
Yeah, I was working with a client a couple of weeks ago. They had some ungodly amount of leads in the system, like 38,000. And we went into their P3 folder or P3 filter. They had people that had registered thousands of days ago that were on the site. And the last time the agent had called them was like 800 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that is, you don't know if these people are kind of keeping you in the back of their mind and they're loving the website and they're coming back, just always trying to find something of value to share with them because subliminally it's working.
Yeah.
So,
I was just thinking of myself, like, oh, I need to call an agent to get this started. Oh, here's this agent calling me now. Maybe that's, yeah. So I think the daily money plays, I posted that in the chat.
Oh, I was looking for it too. I couldn't find it immediately. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys take a look at that. That's one of the best docs that training and support has ever produced in the history of the world. It's one of the greatest docs. We got a question. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, Ayenda Allen. I may not have pronounced that correctly. With Elliott, I'm used to people butchering my name, or to get them on my name. So, why am I not able to select the default leads option to get to my personal leads? When default is selected, it should open another dropdown that displays only my leads and pond leads. This is found in the CINC, the default option. It says view default. Okay, so I think there's a view, which is, I don't know how to explain it other than kind of a compact view, an extended view, but that's the dashboard. And so if you select that view default, that menu should drop down and you should see 2 little tick boxes that will allow you to select only your leads or your pond leads. So I think it just might be a scroll issue. Do you want me to share my screen and kind of show that?
Sure.
Okay, let me hop in here real quick, make sure I'm sharing the right one. Oh, let's see. It says someone else is sharing.
I will allow it.
Okay, there we go.
That could be anybody.
That could be anybody. Okay. So when you're logged into your dashboard right here, this is like, I don't know, I'm on a big monitor, so it kind of expands mine, but this is just roomy, default, compact. It's just different ways to kind of show your database. I don't know, really, I've never used that, but this is where view type should allow me just to see leads that are assigned directly to me as the agent. And then if I do have pond leads, I can add those into the mix or I can deselect, which ones I want to see. And so for a broker level user or someone that has a lot of, leads, the Launchpad really is where we're trying to get agents to really spend more time there because that is singling out just the leads assigned to you too. So sometimes when we're looking at the dashboard and you've got, thousands of leads, this may be a little overwhelming. So that's where the Launchpad is really siloing who we want you to focus on. And, trending leads is super important because, this is a little gold mine of leads that are using all the tools on your website. And, if this person was on here at 11 o'clock today, and the last time I called them was 7 months ago, I think I owe them a phone call. So,
yeah,
so
the trending, the dashboard, there's been a lot of investment, or the Launchpad, I'm sorry.
Launchpad,
yeah, in that recently. I really like the trending leads, the contact requested. We did get so you go ahead. And then we got
I was gonna say we had a question about the showing request.
Look at you. And my God. Get out of my head, Outlaw.
I can see things. So As you're aware, when a lead is on your site, there are a variety of different ways that they can request a tour. Some people are like, I call that lead. I try to, show up at their house and I can't get them to talk to me. So do what you can do, but just know that there are a lot of call to action buttons on your site that we want leads to engage with. They may not realize that that's actually tied to an agent that's going to notify you, but that's where I turn it into a teachable moment. Hey, it's okay. Now, when you're using my website, if you do want to get out and see a property, you can request it right from my site. Now, it does give you, the agent, a timestamp of like 2 a.m. or 4 a.m. We're not expecting you to show up then, but it is so that it triggers the notification to the agent so they get the idea that this showing request has been created. So I would call the lead. I know we kind of stray on the not leaving a voicemail, but if that's actionable enough and you feel like it's important, I might not say something like, call me if you have questions, but more like, I'm following up on your showing request. I need a little bit more information before I can set that up. Please call me back at da-da-da-da. You could always step in and text the lead. Hey, I got your showing request. I want to make sure that we can connect before I go through, the hoops to set that up. That may mute your AI, but you can always step in over your AI and send your text and then just turn Alex back on. Okay. But I would really kind of use that as an idea because this is your website. You built it, and that's one of the tools that you baked into your site so that it could be really interactive. The more they feel comfortable using your website, the more they will come back to it. Okay. But yeah, your contact requested is going to show those showing requests. So if you come to your Launchpad, click on contact requested, you can drill down just to showing requests, or I can show everything that's in contact requested. So that's just that opportunity. I'd follow up as best as I can. And our strategy is kind of like, if you want to lead this here until you actually engage with the lead, do so. But once you've contacted them, and if you feel like I exhausted all efforts, you could either dismiss it because you weren't able to connect, or if you do get a conversation, make sure you clear that out so that every time you're coming into your contact requested, it's truly the latest and greatest contact requested. So,
and the whole idea here is to inform you of, this is what you should be doing right now, and this is why,
yeah, and that reflects to this daily money plays that Dan shared is, I'm sorry, Harry shared.
That's okay. Dan's the most handsome man on the internet. That's fine.
That's what's stuck in my head. So these are the 2 pages that I would definitely kind of print out or keep kind of as a job aid or a guide by the side, because it's giving you instructions. What is here and what should we do? And I love this one for attempted leads. P2 is essentially calling forward all your leads that have registered within the last 14 days. But I see an agent calls one time in 17 days. We're not giving that lead a fair shot at answering the phone if we only call one time in 17 days. And I don't know if you remember what you did 17 days ago, but I can tell you I don't know what website I was on. So, and that's where this directive is kind of, you want to dial through these leads daily. May not make sense to call them in the middle of the day, but I kind of evoke the happy hour mindset, when they're off of work and may have more of an opportunity to have a conversation with you. But you don't want to have more than 3 days in between your last call attempt, because they're going to forget about you. And if they don't have your number saved in their phone, they're like, who's this person from Chicago calling me? So you want to call them frequently so that that number piques their curiosity. So, I struggle a little bit with the voicemails and things like that. Don't tell John or anybody like that. But I think if you're doing...
That was my question. Voicemails are such a hot topic. What do you think about voicemails?
Well, and that's what I'm getting asked a lot too, because now everybody has an AI, Google has that AI assistant. So I can even say, because I'm an Android user, yeah, I can say, AI, ask who this is and what the nature of their call is. But I find that I ask the agent, what voicemail did you leave? Hey, this is Elliott with Coldwell Banker. I saw you were looking in, Charleston. You ready to go see 123 Main Street? No, not at all. Because the first thing I think as soon as I talk to an agent, I'm going to be locked into a contract for the rest of my life. It's kind of like breaking up with your hairdresser. So the idea is that you want to put your number out there enough that they're like, it's not coming up as scam likely. And they don't call me over and over again. Wonder who this is, right? Because it could be our dentist calling to remind us of an appointment. We don't know, but you want to increase the likelihood of giving them an opportunity to pick up the phone. And some people will do the double dial. I called an agent the other day and her voicemail came on. I hung up, called again, and she answered. So I think the voicemails need to be more actionable. The reason for my call is I've been emailing you homes for sale in Charleston, but I realize my emails are landing in your junk or spam. Will you do me a favor, see if you can find that, and text me back, whoop, whoop, if you find it, or something like that, So I know that's one of our texts in the system, but that's where it needs to be actionable. I'm following up on X, please contact me, because call me if you have any questions about this, your home search. That's too broad. People get intimidated because you're the expert, and if they're not ready to ask those questions, they're not going to call you back. So,
yeah, and on that same, I know too, going back to the contact requested in the showing request, we recently added that question to the form flows as well. Are you ready to tour this home? So that could be why you're seeing more of them. And the same client mentioned the question cut off, but it said, I'm also receiving a large number of home pulse, and I'm assuming that's like inquiries. And that's, the same thing that Elliott was pointing out as well. We have all these calls to action on the home pulse email that they get, the results page that they see. And the reason for that is because seller leads are notoriously far out when they register. So we're giving these people, trying to help you filter by seeing, okay, like this person signed up and then they actually stayed on the page. And then they said, how can I get a more accurate valuation of my home?
yes.
That doesn't indicate that you're going to call and they're going to list tomorrow, but it indicates that that's a more serious person, more likely than someone who didn't do anything after they reached the landing page.
Right, because we asked them upon registration, do you own a home? If they say yes, they have the ability to type in that home address. I think sometimes the lead is like, well, when is that agent going to come knock on my door? So they may not fill it out initially, but the more they're on the site, they could go back and put it in their account. And if we are sending them a home pulse report, let's say this Chai Bateman is a buyer seller, I should be able to click on this home and see that home pulse report. So when Chai is getting that, or Shy is getting that home estimation, they're thinking they can click in here and change. Most sellers think my home is in excellent shape. So they're coming in here trying to edit the details to see if it'll increase that estimation. But you'll get notified of that, because that's when you definitely want to step in, because they don't, for some reason, think that report is accurate. And it's going to need an expert like yourself to talk to them about what improvements have you done. A lot of people did improvements during COVID that may not be reflected in a recent estimation report. So that's where you want to lend in your expertise to maybe use some of the tools that you have to pull some more accurate comps, or, hey, if you can invite me out, let's take a look at what you've done, and then I'll be able to pull a more accurate estimation. So that's a call to action for you. So
I'm sure there are people that hit those buttons and then say, oh shit, like but like that's still somebody that is more
Engaging.
interested
still
in that
engagement.
information than
Yeah.
someone who's just looking up their neighbor's house or something like that, you know, who's looking up
Yeah.
their mother-in-law's house.
Well, and we use that as an objection, like, oh, I was just, my neighbor never invited me over and I was just seeing what they were asking for it. Great. I have a tool that I can pop yours in there too and find out, what your estimation is.
Yeah.
So
It's like the degrees of Kevin Bacon. It's just like it's degrees of interest, like of course up top there's this guy that's like, I have to sell this property tomorrow, let's list. But there's other Kevin Bacons, of like, I'm not quite ready. But this Kevin Bacon is better than that Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Clip that, Ross. Clip it.
Yeah, put that in.
Tag Kevin
see if I
Bacon.
can
Last thing
at Kevin Bacon.
Yes.
Can I at Kevin Bacon so he'll respond? So
Yes.
Last
And
thing
you were
for
gonna say
Lisa's
something
question.
before I went on Kevin Bacon.
I did want to say for Lisa's question, I did make a note as well, just from the campaign perspective, and if you feel like you're getting a lot of these clicks or a lot of the leads that come in, it might warrant a campaign review as well. So feel free, we can jump on a call, reach out to your AM, schedule a call with myself or my team, and we can go over your campaign and just see where the traffic's coming from. Is it a lot of niches? Is it very broad? Like that kind of stuff. We can try and hone it in as well. So I love everything that Elliott just shared. Like that was hugely valuable. But at the same time, keep in mind for anybody on here, if you want to have a campaign review and go in and take a look at where the traffic's coming from, make sure that the leads are coming from the markets you want to target and focus on, that kind of stuff as well. Because sometimes if it's very, very broad, people might be further out from a buying decision, that kind of stuff. And it might lead to, getting accidental clicks like this if they're not particularly honed in on what they're wanting to do and what they're wanting to accomplish with that site visit. So it might be warrant going in and taking a closer look at the campaign, which in this case for Lisa, I have made a note to do that. But for anybody else, reach out to your AM, schedule a conversation, and we'll talk about it.
One of my favorite examples of adjustments we've had to make was when Calabasas, when Bieber moved out there.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
We would get so much traffic of people trying to like look up Bieber's house and like seller traffic too.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Kardashians, yeah.
oh, sorry. Yeah, Kardashian. But
Well, both of them, I think.
It's both.
oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Oh.
Apparently it's a
something
nice
that-
place.
well, it's something that James always says, like, we are dealing with human beings who are using these tools. So there are things that we can make to try and curb behavior, adjustments that we can make to curb
That
behavior.
happened a lot in with Magnolia properties in Waco because
yeah.
of the flip show.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of people would register to try to see the house that I forget their names had.
Chip and JoJo.
Yeah,
Chip
and JoJo. Yes. So they would try to log in so they could see the details of that house. So we figured out a way to kind of parse those out. So
Arian student of the industry.
yeah,
He knows Chip and JoJo.
yes.
I like that. I like that show. Chip and Joanna. That was good. Trading places, I think. was my
Trading
first-
spaces.
Trading
Yeah.
Spaces with the Canadian guy.
Yes.
You're thinking Dan
I like
Aykroyd.
that guy.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy.
Was that Vern? Vern Yip?
I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it was Vern though. It was the guy and the lady.
Oh
Is that
yeah.
helpful?
Yeah.
The lady.
I was watching
had a
some
face,
spoofs on them.
you know?
Like, yeah. That Hildy was horrible. with
Hildy.
people's houses. Yeah.
Yes. She would
That's
try
your-
and love it or list it. I think I'm thinking of Love It or
Oh
List It.
yeah, love it or listen. That's the Canadian guy. The
All
one.
right. I like that guy.
Okay. I
He was
digress.
always on a cul-de-sac lot. It's a hair.
So
But,
Al, Al has a question. So you're getting leads to your email from a website not with CINC. How can I get in automatically? So I mean, we integrate with other sources like OpCity, Follow Up Boss, different. So you may want to see if your account manager can help you with an integration call. Also, if you have a spreadsheet of those leads, you could email that to our support team and they could import those leads for you. And then you also can add leads on a one-off basis manually. If you don't have a phone number, you can kind of put a placeholder, like a 555 number, until you get the number. But typically we need an email address and a name. So that's really all you need to create a lead in your system for you to be able to nurture them. But we do integrate with a lot of other sources. And then you can always import leads from other systems too. So.
And then how would you add them to drips automatically? Can you do that by source or labels or?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different ways. I mean, typically when we launch a site, most of the trainers will go in and set up kind of the standard drips, like a holiday campaign, a monthly market report, and then a speed to lead. So usually those are triggered by the new lead category. So if you add that lead in and you set the pipeline as new, that will trigger or add those already created campaigns, or you can set some up that trigger by attempted contact or by a label or by a source. So there's a lot of different ways to have a campaign fire. And that's even something with the bonus leads. We could set up some type of campaign because all bonus leads that come in get a label on them, a B. And that way, if you could set up that it triggers kind of a email nurture campaign to try to get a new good number from the lead. So yeah, drips are a whole entity in itself. So, we do have a great resource here. Let me type this in. It's cincommunity.com. It kind of lives outside of the platform. So sometimes people aren't aware that it exists, but if you go to that cincommunity.com, you'll see live webinars, and right underneath that, if you click it, there's a whole webinar recording gallery of sessions that we did in the past. And then there are some drip. I know I did one that we saved in there, and it walks you through the whole creating of a drip. That's a really advanced topic, but you can also get with your account manager, and if you do want specific drip training, we can set that up with a trainer too. So I don't know, did it link? I can't tell if it linked.
No, but you can type that CINC.
Yeah,
I just went and checked it out. CINC May 5th through 7th in Chicago.
There you go. Yeah.
Mini Ditka versus the Dolphins. Mini Ditka, 17-6. It's a close one. The Bears. Sorry.
And Harry, there's a couple questions in the Q&A spot as well.
Oh.
Not just the chat.
How to set up
about emails and spam and stuff like that. And I didn't, which brought up this other question, which I hadn't seen earlier.
You'll communicate.
I don't think I can see those.
Okay, so Christina says, we've noticed that all emails are going to spam, even those that are sent through deal communications. How can we fix that? Did ask support, but it wasn't, they weren't able to resolve it.
So that is unfortunately a disadvantage with different email domains. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason as to why some land in the inbox and some go to spam. Like I've recently, when I register as a test lead, my welcome emails are going into spam, but I'm getting the one-off emails from the agent. So it's education. You're going to need to maybe create a text template that you could very quickly say, hey, if you didn't get my emails with properties to view, you may want to check your junk or spam folder. And you can very easily send that out to via text. Or, as you're seeing that, somebody's in your system, 18, 20 days, and they haven't gotten one property alert, try to go in and text them a couple of homes and then educate them. Hey, I've been emailing these to you, but I think they're landing in your spam folder. Do me a favor and see if you can drag it or report it as not spam or drag it into your inbox. I mean, that's just kind of the nature of email domains. And I will tell you one thing that I've noticed, certainly work domains or .edu or .k12, those have a lot more filters baked into them. So higher chance of those automated communications getting flagged as spam. So sometimes if our welcome email isn't delivered, Comcast.net is notorious for kicking back our welcome email. It flags it as a bad email address. So I just tell my agents, click that orange triangle back around to green. And tomorrow morning or the next day when the property alerts go out, at least try to get those through. And if they bounce, the system will turn it back to orange. And then you need to get a different email address. But a lot of times I'll give that email as a second chance if the system flags it as orange, just to try to, bypass some of these filters on different work domains. And, so.
Yeah,
those emails are it's a huge thing. And I mean, we've been trying to monitor that too, because sometimes they'll get the property alerts, but they're not getting the one-off emails, or it's vice versa, or it's none. So that's why really checking that little blue heartbeat in the leads profile as you're going back and calling these leads. If they're not getting those property alerts, that's why you're calling. They could answer and say, hello, hey, this is Elliott with the home search site. The reason for my call is I've been emailing you properties to consider in Charleston, but I realize you're not getting them. And so that's a different conversation than like, when are you going to buy a house? You're coming at it from a service perspective, because the more they get those property alerts, the more they're going to come back to your website. So.
Yeah. And I reached out to Orlando and he basically said that, it follows the rule of what that particular user has done with those types of emails. And I mean, of course, more users, I'm sure, marking and spam is worse.
I mean, and I think some people don't even realize they have all these folders in their inbox. I had an agent who didn't even know they had a promotions folder in their Gmail account. So if we don't know, we can't assume that the leads know. So
I think it just follows this path of, email just became like a cesspool of promotions, and then, Gmail split it out into promotions. But what you're saying makes a lot. I mean, the best way, I get it's very frustrating. The best way to make sure that they're getting it is to get them on the phone somehow and mention that.
It's just another value of that. And even if you can play dumb too. You can say, I'm just verifying that you're getting you can see whether they're getting them and opening them. And if they are, great. While I have you, am I hitting the mark or am I missing it? Let's talk about what I've been sending. No, these are awesome. Okay. Well, if you're ready to get out and see some either this weekend or next weekend, I'm your girl. Let's go, so.
Love it.
So, yeah, use it as a kind of I just wanted to make sure. So
there is one more question I want to make sure we answer, but if anybody is feeling froggy, we've got Win Den Elliott's. That's your new name, Den Elliott. Win Den Elliott's money. So what that is, just in case you're new to the pod, it is a 7-question trivia challenge. You'll both have 1 minute to answer as many of those 7 questions as you can. If you're able to best Dan Elliott, then you will win $200 in free marketing promotion for one of your listings, a product we call individual listing ads. And you can always see more about that at cinclistingads.com. So if you're interested in playing, we've got one more question that we got from someone who I know always joins these. So I want to make sure we answer his question.
And finish that thought real quick. If you're interested in playing,
oh, sorry,
you want to get a couple $100 in free ad spend, compliment of paid for by Dan, set up by Harry. Just raise your hand in the chat or something like that. It does. I know real estate agents. This is a bold group, right?
Oh, so, Carla Weaver.
I love
All
seeing
right,
it
well-
ready. Who came to play?
We'll get
I
there in
know,
a second.
yeah.
But your topic is outlaws.
Yeah.
Because that's Elliott's last name.
Believe it or
All
not.
right. We did get a question from Eric, and I thought this was interesting. This may be more feedback. I'm not sure. But it was really around text and email attachments from leads. So having a lead trying to send a screenshot on the text back into CINC came across as a blank text. I know, Elliott, we mentioned that briefly
Mhm.
yesterday. What are your thoughts around that? Best practices around that for people that are trying to send an image back to an agent through the system?
Yeah. I would probably ask them for the address so that you could look it up. Yeah, unfortunately, right now we do SMS texting, which is short messages. So they have a higher deliverability rate if we send it that way. This is the way I'm saying it. But I mean, if you ask them, oh, can you provide me the address? You can't look up a picture. So having the address, would be more helpful. I just maybe say the picture didn't come through, but can you text me the address? And then they can always email you, grab that URL and email you that so that you can see what home they're looking at. So, yeah, I just, you can always text up to 3 properties to a lead. You can text, and what it does for the lead is on their end, they will get a thumbnail of that property, and then we call it a sync lead, but it's kind of like a tiny URL that the lead can click on, and then it'll open that property in a browser. So I would really encourage texting a couple of homes and asking for feedback. What are your thoughts? How many bedrooms do you need? A lot of times people hide behind their phone or their text messages, but if you get, them talking about houses, that's what they came to your website for. So definitely, leverage, you can definitely send those out. And then if they do say, I just sent you that, just ask them to send that address so you can look it up on your end. So.
Yeah, that's good feedback, Eric. We appreciate that. I think that's a good way to. Is there an element of SMS being safer than like MMS in terms of deliverability? So I mean, even if it comes back blank, I'd rather you get it and know it was sent.
Yeah. Yeah. And they could always grab the URL of the property. If they're on the website, I can go up into my browser and copy the URL and text that over. So that might be, hey, grab the link from what you're seeing on my site and send that over to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And I get it. I know that's something we looked at
Extra
a while
stuff.
ago.
Yeah.
And then we did get some general questions overall. I mean, just about, lead conversion in general. Elliott, I think you did a really good job going through, a lot of the kind of tips and tricks. CINCcommunity.com is a great resource. We list all our upcoming trainings there. We have archive trainings there. I'm not sure how many of you are in this batch of John Marone's Agent Blueprint training. That started on Monday, but that's a 6-week course that goes through everything from how to organize your database, to how to talk to leads, to how to ask for the appointment, the mindset. You may even get exposed to John's Big Booty Mix, which is
Most definitely.
It's so good. It's so good.
An exposure.
Yeah. So yeah.
I don't know if I want that.
That's, definitely check that out. CINC Community. Follow us on social media. Utilize the support. A big realization of CINC over the past few years has been we do think we're the best in the industry, but we have to help people in converting those leads and training, and it's a whole, I don't want to say it's a lifestyle, but it's a lifestyle. So anyway, if you have questions, please let us know. But now,
Harry, real quick,
okay.
when will the recording be available? Pamela just threw one, which I assume will be a quick question, or how long before they're usually up on the social media?
It's usually a couple of weeks that it'll be up. So that's the recording for this call. But there's all kinds of archive trainings on CINC community. Right, meow.
Yes. And then the live webinars, we've got several coming up in April and May. So we're kind of bringing those back. So I would definitely go ahead and register for those. And the scripting webinar every other Monday. Christine does a great job. I mean, I know scripts get a bad name, but it works. I'm telling you, I've done it. I've accidentally called a lead and had to jump in and, do the script. And I was so proud of myself because she was like, yeah, my mom and I are thinking about buying a house together. And we went through the conversation and, the agent had told me I couldn't get anybody on the phone and we called and I had to jump in there and play real estate agent, but it was rewarding. So
Yeah. A lot of great training by trainers who are actually using the platform for their business. I mentioned Lance and Matt at the beginning of this. They're also CINC trainers, and they're 15 plus year clients running their business off CINC right now. So, it's not hooey what they're talking about. It's decidedly unhooey.
It's not hullabaloo.
Hullabaloo. Now, though,
All right.
I should have opened this earlier. It's time for a little game we like to call Win 10 Money. So we've got Carla, who is going to play today. Carla Weaver. Carla,
all right, Carla. Carla, are you?
Oops, Ayenda. I'm sorry. Hang on one second.
Oh, Ayenda's gonna. Okay.
No. It's supposed to be Carla.
The hand went down right at the end.
Yeah, there she is.
There's Carla.
Carla,
right.
you're my girl.
I am.
We've
Carla.
been training together.
Oh, have some fun.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh, so
But
this is like
I
a
didn't tell her
family
any
feud.
outlaw trivia, so she's good.
No, I didn't even know you were gonna be on this one. It was the Neil, that pretty much notified me that, hey, Elliott is gonna be on this call. You might want to join. And I say, absolutely, I want to be on that call.
All right. Well, where are you from, Carla?
El Paso, Texas.
Awesome. All right. Well, we appreciate you coming on. Are you a newer client if you're working
I
with
am.
Elliott?
Yeah, I am
Fantastic.
new.
Awesome. Well, thank you. We appreciate the opportunity to work with you.
Thank you.
Elliott, so to keep it fair, I'm going to send you out of the room for a little bit, but don't leave.
Okay.
It'll
Still
really
waiting
mess the
room.
game up if you leave.
I won't leave.
Stick around.
Okay.
I'll sit in the waiting room.
Okay. All right. Don't do anything weird because we're going to bring you back without warning
Okay.
also.
All right.
All right. So, see ya. All right, Carla.
All right.
Yes.
So, this is Win Dance Money. Or James, do you want to do it? You go.
Yeah, I'd just like to hit a couple of quick things for the benefit of the group, right? It is, as Harry said, 7 questions. Our category today is outlaws. I'll run through the 7 questions. It's usually 60 seconds. Harry, you want to do 90 seconds today?
Sure.
Since it's so we'll do 90 seconds, 7 questions. For everybody listening in, please do not put the answers as you hear them. Don't put any answers in the chat, because when Elliott comes back in, we don't want to think that she might be cheating. So just keep that. We had that issue one time. A bunch of answers showed up. Dan knew what was going on. Carla, there's no need to wait for me to finish the question either. Once you know the answer, feel free to jump in, as it is being timed. Faster is better than slower. And if you don't know the answer, lightning doesn't strike very often and almost never strikes twice. So feel free to say skip. If you don't know the answer, say skip. We'll move on to the next one. We'll come back after if we have time.
Okay.
Sound fair?
Fair enough.
And then we'll bring Elliott back in. We'll do the same, and we'll see who wins. Harry, did I miss anything?
No, I think that was good. I'll do the timing, and I'll start the timer after you finish question 1.
As soon as I finish the first question, timer starts. Harry will give us a 30, 60, and probably 10 seconds left kind of breakdown, so we know as time is moving. Carla, are you ready?
Let's do it.
Yes.
Do it. Question 1 for outlaws. Standing just 4'11" and 5'3" respectively, these outlaws of the 1930s carried out a 2-year crime spree across central U.S. and were responsible for at least 13 deaths, 9 of them police officers, before being gunned down in Louisiana in 1934.
I only get one chance, right?
First answer.
You could skip it. We can come back if you're.
I'm gonna give it a
Go for it. A crime duo. Think of the 1930s.
1930s. Billy the Kid.
This football player was a real sinner. Rod He Hate Me Smart played for the XFL team, the Outlaws, which was based in what city?
Skip.
The cast of this famous outlaw movie includes Robert De Niro as crime boss Al Capone being chased by Kevin Costner and Sean Connery.
Okay, I know that one. Hold on, I'm thinking.
You can reach out. You can reach out. Reach out and touch it. You're so close.
Oh, wow. Skip.
This pirate from the children's book Treasure Island is known for having only one leg, but his real legacy is a chain of over 500 seafood restaurants throughout the Midwest.
20 seconds.
Seafood restaurants for a pirate.
Pig leg something. Pig leg.
Okay. This fictional English outlaw robbed from the rich and gave to the poor.
Robin Hood.
And this outlaw, Jesse, robbed banks with his brother Frank and married his first cousin Z before being shot in the back.
Jesse James.
Okay.
All right. That's
There,
time.
son.
All right. Carla,
Well,
thank you very much.
Thank you guys for the opportunity. That was good.
We're gonna
The pressure's on, right? It's so hard to think like quick on the spot. I get it.
And I
We're
wasn't
gonna put
expecting to be called out.
So
We're
stick
gonna put
around.
you-
If there's a tie, we have a tiebreaker question. So don't go anywhere yet, Carla. We'll see how Elliott does.
Now I gotta find Elliott. Oh, there she is. She was in. She's coming back. Trying to. Oh, there she is.
Okay.
Hello. Hello, Miss Outlaw.
Did I drop off? Oh,
There we go. We
You're
got you.
good.
okay. I'm back.
All right. We're back with the questions for Elliott here. Chance for $200
So
ad
we-
credit.
I feel like I'm
We
at a
ran quick.
disadvantage with Carla being in Texas.
Yeah, we'll see.
Elliott, are you ready? We've got 7 questions based on outlaws, or I guess the
All right.
category being outlaw.
All right.
We'll run through them. If you don't know the answer, you can say skip, and we'll move on to the next. We'll come
Okay.
back if we have time. We're going to run for 90 seconds this time. And
Okay.
no need to wait for me to finish the question. If you know the answer, go ahead and jump in.
Buzzing. Okay.
All right, you ready?
Uh-huh.
Start the timer after the first question's over.
Your first question for outlaws. Standing just 4'11" and 5'3" respectively, these outlaws of the 1930s carried out a 2-year crime spree across central
My name's
US.
Clyde.
This football player was a real sinner. Rod He Hate Me Smart played for the XFL team, the Outlaws, which was based in what
Yes.
city?
Las Vegas. I have the t-shirt.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The cast of this famous outlaw movie includes Robert De Niro as crime boss Al Capone, being chased by Kevin Costner and Sean Connery.
I'm gonna skip.
This pirate from the children's book Treasure Island is known for having only one leg, but his real legacy is a chain of over 500 seafood restaurants throughout the Midwest.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Long John Silver? I don't know.
This fictional English outlaw robbed from the rich and gave to the poor.
Oh, Robin Hood.
This outlaw, Jesse, robbed banks with his brother Frank and married his first cousin Z before being shot in the back by a member of his own gang.
Jesse James.
And
Or
this
Robert.
1997
Okay.
blockbuster had a plane full of outlaws getting hijacked before crashing into the Las Vegas Strip. It was also Nicolas Cage's best accent and John Malkovich's best character name.
Skip. Movies are not my thing.
15 seconds if you want to go back to 3 and
the cast of the famous movie with Robert De Niro as Al Capone.
God. Stupid.
2.
I don't know. Skip.
Fine.
I can't remember. It's like
To run through it real quick, it was Bonnie and Clyde in the first. You did get Las Vegas for the Las Vegas Outlaws, the XFL team. I can't believe you got the jersey. That's wild.
Yeah. We were there.
The Al Capone movie is called The Untouchables.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Elliott Ness.
On that.
There you go.
Long John Silver. Long John Silver is correct. Robin Hood is correct. You both got that. Jesse James is correct. You both got that. And one of my favorite movies, the 1997 blockbuster Con Air.
Con Air, right. Okay.
It's always Con Air.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Nick
it's
Cage.
time it's not a question.
Yeah.
Elliott, you got 5. That was good work. Carla came on and she got slightly less than 5.
Oh
So,
no.
Elliott,
I feel like I
you
should let
keep-
her win.
You keep Pam's money.
Okay,
Carla,
all
Thank
right.
you so much for
Yes.
joining.
Yeah, I gotta go. I've got 20 clients in a waiting room right now.
Oh,
so-
I was
yikes.
about to say,
All right, well, we
let's
got to
have
go.
something to do.
Thank
We'll
you,
let you go.
Elliott. Thanks, everybody, for joining. Have a great day.
Take care. Bye.
Hanging out with us, everybody.
See you later.